Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another episode here on Gladiator Disc Golf. Today we're talking about why we need to all be able to throw the standstill throw and how to throw it. If you're brand new to my channel, I want to welcome you. Thank you so much for coming and stopping by. Please make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And I have something brand new to tell you guys about. If you go to gladiatordiscgolf.com, it's my brand new website. You'll be able to see all the discounts that you can save using my special discount codes, or all the money you can save using my special discount codes, the up-to-date videos, blog posts, and in the future, Gladiator Disc Golf merchandise. When it comes to the standstill throw, it doesn't have as much glitter and glamour as a big mashing drive or a super long putt, but the standstill throw is 100% necessary for your game. It's one of those things that people often overlook and don't practice it and don't implement it until they're already out on the course. And that can get you by with some things. You know, if you have good form overall, good technique overall, you'll have a decent standstill game. But there's a lot of nuances that come with throwing the standstill that make it very different, that make it require specific practice. There are 3 reasons why you need to know how to throw the standstill shot on the disc golf course. It's a great form check, it's a necessary skill, and it will give you added confidence out on the course. When we're talking about being a great form check, it really shouldn't come as a surprise. Honestly, the biggest difference between the standstill throw and a full powered shot where you're walking up, whether it's forehand or backhand, is that you're not moving your feet before your shot. Okay, now there are times where even on a fairway or even off the fairway, you can have a walk-up of sorts. We're talking specifically about times that you cannot have a walk-up. And so moments like these is when you really start to feel out of your element, when you're like, okay, I don't feel comfortable hitting this angle. I don't feel comfortable with this release point or this position that I'm in. And there are some things that you just can't simulate in practice. But for the most part, the standstill throw is going to expose weaknesses in your game. And while that sounds like a really bad thing, it's a really important thing that you expose those weaknesses during practice. That way you are ready for tournament rounds or just competitive rounds in general. As a necessary skill on the course, the standstill throw is going to improve your confidence and really just help you feel composed at every moment on the course. The last thing you want is to maybe have the wind mess with your shot a little bit, and either it turns too much or fades too soon, or you throw a little nose up and then you're dealing with an uncomfortable shot, maybe one that you haven't planned for in your practice round if you were able to do that. And so now you're in this position where you're saying, okay, I'm stuck with the standstill shot. Most people are going to be really nervous and really upset and not happy with a result like that. And I'm not saying that if you can master the standstill shot, you're going to want to set yourself up for those, but being prepared will give you the confidence that when you step up to that shot, you're saying, okay, I've worked on this, I've practiced this, I'm ready to go. I can hit this line, both backhand and forehand. We understand why the standstill shot is important. But how do we execute it? What are some things that we can do to better practice the standstill shot? The 3 main things you have to focus on when throwing the standstill shot is balance, transferring your body weight and momentum, and having a clean follow through. It is so easy when you're used to doing walk-ups to not really be focusing on your balance. And it's not that your body's obviously not balancing. I mean, as you're standing, your body has learned how to balance. I mean, look at a baby who's learning how to walk. They don't have the muscle strength yet and the ability to balance. It's a skill that we learned probably back before we can even remember. But it's anytime you add movement, you have to work on learning that balance. And you've learned how to balance on a walk-up shot more than likely. But have you learned how to balance on a standstill shot? And that is something that's very different, because you have to deal with this momentum shift. And that's the second thing. When you're dealing with transferring your body weight and momentum, it is super important that you get comfortable with that. As you see in this clip here, transferring my body weight and momentum both on the backhand and on the forehand is all about shifting my weight from my back foot to my front foot. Okay, and this is simulating the transfer of motion and momentum that we experience in a walk-up, whether it be an X step for a backhand, a little skip for a forehand, or just a walk-up for a forehand. Having this shift in momentum helps accelerate the disc across your body and out of the power pocket and down the fairway. One of the most important things and one of the hardest things is having that clean follow through. Okay, typically when you're throwing a standstill shot, you're normally not throwing full power, honestly, unless you're in a really precarious position, but a follow through is still important. And so having some kind of follow through on your standstill shot is going to be beneficial and help prevent injury. Okay, the last thing you want is to just lose all your form and muscle memory and just muscle the disc because you don't have a follow through. Now, are there times on the course where you're going to experience the lack of a follow through? Yes, because you're going to be really pinched off. You're going to be on a steep uphill slope, maybe with trees and OB right behind you, and you just can't really follow through nearly as much. Or you have a tree right in front of your hand that you're having to turn the disc over, turn it over around. I mean, there are anomalies that you're going to experience, and you have to learn to adjust to those. But most of all, you need to have some kind of follow through on your shot. Is it going to be the full extension with your hip, shoulder, and leg all coming around to your opposite side of the body? Probably not, unless you're throwing a full powered standstill shot. Typically, we're talking about approach shots at this point, or getting back out into the fairway if you're in the rough. But that's basically it, guys. Going out to a field and practicing these things is the best way to develop a strong standstill game. All right. Not only is it going to give you a great form check, but it's going to give you improved confidence on the course, because it's a necessary skill that you need to have out on the course, especially in competitive rounds. And don't forget, the 3 biggest things that you need to do to improve your standstill shot is to work on your balance, the transfer of your body weight and momentum, and having a clean follow through. Well, that's all I have for you today, guys. Until next time, have a great round.